Every chronic disease, diabetes, fatty liver, hypertension, dementia, they all begin the same way. Not as an organ problem, but as an energy problem. When enough of our cells can't make steady energy, the systems they support start to slow and eventually break down. Now, your body is designed for small failures. Every day, thousands of cells wear out. They misfire, they fall behind, they even mutate, and it doesn't matter. Like postal trucks in a city, a few broken engines are not going to stop the mail. The others pick up the slack and the system keeps running. But what happens when the same defect appears in every truck? When thousands of engines stall at once, that's when deliveries start to pile up. And that's what happens when too many cells share the same fragile energy state. The systems they support start failing. Now, a fragile cell isn't dead. It's underpowered. Its mitochondria run below capacity. It produces less ATP. It repairs more slowly, and it leaks a little more oxidative stress. And one or two is no problem, but when that pattern repeats across the whole tissue, the liver, the brain, blood vessels, the organ begins to lose resilience. These are micro failures, small, local, and invisible, but together they start setting the stage for macro failure, what we recognize as chronic disease. The body's systems depend on coordination. The liver balances blood sugar with the pancreas. The brain coordinates appetite with energy use. Blood vessels adjust flow with every heartbeat. And when the underlying cells lose energy, that coordination starts to slip. The liver stores too much fat. The vessels start stiffening. The pancreas overworks to push insulin through sluggish tissues. The brain feels tired and craves quick fuel. And each problem looks different, but they all trace back to the same thing: too many postal trucks with the same broken engine. Now, fructose is one of the most common ways those engines get damaged. It burns through ATP and leaves behind the chemistry of stress: uric acid, oxidative tension, and mitochondrial slowdown. And in small doses, the body recovers. But in modern life, that exposure doesn't stop. Fructose, usually found in simply added sugars, becomes an amplifier of fragility, pushing more and more cells into low power mode. If the mechanism is shared, then why do people develop different diseases? Because the weak links differ. Genetics, diet, viral history, hormones, environment, they all determine where the energy failure hits first, because those things all exist already. For some, it's the liver. For others, it's the brain or the heart. But beneath each diagnosis lies the same root cause: cells that can't sustain stable energy. Multiple systems may decline at once. They just reach the visible collapse at different times. Once a system weakens, then it starts adding new stress to the others. Poor circulation lowers oxygen delivery, worsening energy failure. Inflamed tissues release signals that spread fragility to their neighbors. And the loop tightens until the entire network operates in conservation mode. A body that's stuck in survival even while surrounded by abundance. That's why the same fragile energy state sits at the root of nearly every chronic condition. The details differ, but the pattern is universal. Micro failures become macro failures when the whole system runs on low energy. And fructose, whether we make it or we eat it, is one of the main amplifiers of that state, stacking on top of whatever genetic, environmental, viral load that we already have. In the next episode, we'll see how the body can create its own fructose under stress, salt, or dehydration, keeping the engine stuck in conservation mode even when sugar isn't even on the menu.